I'm Celeste Mar, and my major is Electrical and Computer Engineering.
Hi, my name is Rohan Patel, and my major is Electrical and Computer Engineering.
My name is Bennett Estrada, and I'm in Electrical and Computer Engineering.
Hi, my name is Jadi Harbi. My major is Biosystem Engineering.
My name is Joseph Chamul. My major is Informational Science and Technology.
I'm Lexi Hayden, and I'm a Systems Engineering major.
We are Team 21033, and this is our presentation on the application we made for the Reid Park Zoo. Shown here is our team's Design Day poster we would have presented in person on Design Day. The Reid Park Zoo just finished construction of their new Chilean flamingo exhibit in February of 2021, and they want to try engaging and educating their guests more by using a mobile application. This would reduce traffic at information signs and also provide zoogoers with much more information that they would normally get from these signs. The app will be utilized by zoo guests of all ages with a smartphone, and it will be used at the Chilean flamingo exhibit. The main functional requirements that the group followed in order to produce our final product were the Reid Park Zoo application system shall scan a QR code to bring the user to the app, the system shall display information about the Chilean flamingos, the system shall operate on both Apple and Android devices, and the system shall display animal appearance and behavior using augmented reality.
Those shall statements are system requirements for Reid Park Zoo educational application, which listed in this slide, which are smartphone camera scan, initialization, web address, storage, GUI, user interface interaction, admin access. iOS operating system, Android operating system, same features for both Android and iOS operating systems, augmented reality flamingo display, augmented reality information. By combining all these requirements together, the user can easily interact with Reid Park Zoo educational app.
The system block diagram for our Reid Park Zoo application illustrates how our system is connected with the inside components of the application itself and the outside components that will interact with the application. The finished application is composed of many pieces. First, we have the homepage of the application, which is the first thing the user sees when they open the application, and it contains a brief overview of the application and its creators. Then we have our augmented reality page, which contains our 3D flamingo model, and this page interacts with the user's phone camera to superimpose the model into the surrounding area. The user can then manipulate the model's size, rotate the model 360 degrees, as well as view fun facts about the flamingos. Then we have the application information pages, which contain general information about Chilean flamingos, the zoo conservation efforts, and how the zoo takes care of their flamingos. The final section contains photos and videos of the Reid Park Zoo Chilean flamingos. This slide shows pictures of our UI and AR design.
So for this project, we use the Agile Process, which means every 2 weeks we have a sprint period where we discuss and break down our goals for the coming weeks for the project. And we also have Scrum meetings every 2 weeks where we discuss and break down the process of how we're going to do our presentation and deliverables. We also do a critical design review, which is mainly focused on our MVP, which is our minimum viable product, which is like the bare minimum of what we have to accomplish with this project. Then we also have the second iteration review, designed mainly to further our process in the development of the application. So basically focusing on increasing our AR or UI design, iteration, and information and storage. Then we also have the final acceptance review, which we basically put all of it together to make sure it works properly and make sure we have access to smartphone cameras, initializing and web addresses and all that correctly. CDR design and verification. Design trait. So we use Blender to develop the 3D model of the flamingo. We also use React Native for the user interface and general layout of the application. We also included a link within the application where the user clicks on gets redirected to the zoo if they don't want to download the application. The CDR design. We primarily focus on designing the application, more specifically towards the MVP, which was our 3D model. And in CDR verification, we try to figure out all the requirements for the AR, which is display the flamingo right in front of the user, display the information in front also, and also be able to rotate it and resize the flamingo and move it around the environment.
Following CDR, we decided to redesign the user interface to create a more modern feel by creating tabs at the bottom of the screen used to navigate through the app. We also made significant changes to our flamingo model by rounding out the edges and adding color to it so that it more closely resembled the Chilean flamingo. Also, we were able to add text, photos, and videos to the informational pages within the app, and we made significant progress with the AR portion of the app. For verification, we verified our flamingo information requirements by running the app on an emulator to make sure the information displayed properly on devices that support AR. For the AR system requirements, we were able to fix our problems from the previous iteration and passed all requirements. After ISR, we made more improvements to our flamingo model, but our sponsor decided they wanted to go another route, and so we purchased a flamingo model instead. The team also made a QR code for the guest to scan and access the app or the zoo's website more seamlessly. As for the design of the app, minor changes were made to the app's GUI, and the new flamingo model was integrated into the AR experience. As for verification, we verified our QR code and operating system requirements in this iteration. The QR code requirements were tested by scanning the code with a smartphone camera and verifying that the user could select to download the app or visit the zoo website instead. For the operating system requirements, we tested on devices that supported AR, and all requirements were passed. Lastly, we also tested all previously verified requirements, which passed as well.
The following 2 slides show our system verification matrix, where we show how each requirement was tested and whether or not that requirement passed.
Our first deliverable was the PDR. The design and execution of our augmented reality software was planned, and the trade studies of the software used for our app was conducted. Our next deliverable was our CDR, which had our first user interface draft and Flamingo low poly model. The ISR deliverables showed the continuous development of our UI as it became more modern, and our model, which became more realistic. Our FAR was our final deliverable, which contains our completed user interface with working augmented reality and the accepted 3D model. Submission of the app to the app marketplaces on both Android and Apple is the only task left. We learned some important lessons throughout the course of this project. We learned how hard it can be to create a realistic 3D model. The pandemic limited our methods of communication, but this didn't hinder us. We utilized Zoom and iMessage to always stay on the same page, and we were glad we kept in close contact with our sponsors so we could make the necessary changes to our app in order to not fall behind. Here is our finished user interface for our app.